So we're finally, B'ezrat Hashem, going to finish unit number 5. Many lumdish aspects that have to do with different ways of requesting Melachot have come up in this final half of unit number 5. Now we're going to go into an interesting concept of requesting a guy to be lenient based on a Mekel Shita we don't hold the Halacha. To tell the guy, I'd like you to hold like the Rashba. That's basically what we're looking at here. So the smach, about on page 13.
It's like the joke about you hold by the ear.
Right, exactly. We don't talk about that. Say, please hold by the ear. I know that only guy can hold by the ear, but you're a guy, you can hold by the ear, right? So, Amaratzim, or says, I'm not saying you're not Amaratz, I'm just saying you're a guy. Yeah, so the smach says, בשבילת הפותחת של תיבות נחלקו רבי עזרא מתיר ורבי שמשון פוסל מיהו לידי גוי יש לעכב להסיר עצמו מן הספק. So there's מחלוקת about when we B'ezrat Hashem soon we'll get to units 53 to 55 we'll learn about Boneh and Soter and all that. So the question is, are you allowed to break the specific cases, the specific locks that they had on certain boxes they had, and the question is, were you allowed to break them or not? So it's a machloket between Rishon, between Baalei Tosafot here. So he says like this: it's a machloket between Baalei Tosafot, so you shouldn't do it, but you can tell a guy to do it, right? And this was also in the Halacha, Shulchan Aruch. And the question is why? So you see, you have a look at the Tiferet Yisrael on the next page. כל דבר שמחלוקת בין הפוסקים, יש אומרים דאפילו שבות אינו, מותר לומר לגוי, לעשות לו, you're allowed to tell him to do it. You're allowed to request the guy to do the Melacha based on the lenient shita. The question is, the question is, there are a few questions. The question is, how far do we take this?
Can you hold like Beit Shammai also?
Can you hold like Beit Shammai, right. Can you hold like Beit Shammai. So Beit Shammai usually...
doesn't help.
Right, Beit Shammai usually aren't very helpful. But can you hold, but right, no, can I take a Shitat Tanaim that we obviously don't take Halacha? Right? So an interesting point about that, I think, is a difference in Derech Halimud, the difference in the mindset between the Beit Yosef and the Maharshal. The Maharshal is very upset about this whole thing. You see the Maharshal in the Yam Shlomo here in Mitzah, second source in page 14. אני אומר מאחר שדברי רי נכונים שאסור לשבור תיבה, ולא יתרו עליה כן קשרת חבל. אם כן, כל מה שאסור לעשותו, אסור נמי לומר לגוי לעשותו. He says, sort of for Blazer says, okay. Blazer meets one of the Baalei Tosafot. Fine, it's all very well, but he's wrong. He's wrong, so I want you to depend on, how is he going to depend on someone who's wrong? Now, I just want to point out, there's a difference between the Shulchan Aruch and the Maharshal in terms of psak. We see this in many places. The way, derech psak, the way we are thinking when we analyze Rishonim to reach psak. Beit Yosef, generally speaking, comes from he thinks of the system as, I can't really argue with other Rishonim. It's not within my jurisdiction. It's not something I can do. What I could do is work out, so I have to work out a system. Who are the 3 greatest Rishonim? Everyone agrees that the 3 greatest Rishonim, so I can also say the 3 greatest Rishonim. And if 2 of them say it's okay, or not okay, so I have to follow them. And we have systems of working out what halacha will actually be. But the Beit Yosef never says, he'll never write what the Yam Shlomo said, that he's right and he's wrong. It's not something the Beit Yosef would say. Beit Yosef would say, we hold halacha like him because this is the way we do the halachical math. The halachic math works like this, so we do this. But you'd never find the Beit Yosef writing, he's right, or he's wrong. That's not, I can't be the judge of who's right and wrong. I can only say, and now I need to reach a psak. The Yam Shlomo in many places has this first of all, just the wording here, the phrase that I write, just the verbiage. Divrei li nechonim, right? Implying that divrei ablezel means they're not wrong. It's just a mistake. You made a mistake. So it's not something, right? This is very characteristic of the Yom Shlomo. In many places, he says he writes explicitly against the Beit Yosef and says this whole way of doing this math. I don't know what you're about. You take the sugya, you have to learn it, you have to work out what the truth is, and then you have to give psak based on that. Now, many times I'd say, Tov, I'm Yisrael Paskin like this, and that's also an important aspect. Something I should consider when I come to Halacha. But if I'm Yisrael Paskin that, it means that is also the truth in the sugya, and everyone else is wrong. Right? Something we're not used to doing, right? We're not used to thinking. Like our mindset is very big Yosefish. So I wondered whether this affected their psak here as well. Because Shulchan Aruch says, well, I have a machloket. I can't go where Rebbe Eliezer meets, but the guy can. He's the guy. So he can go with Rebbe Eliezer meets, right? And the Shlomo says, no, Rebbe Eliezer meets is wrong. Well, what? Like, how can you tell him, right? So, now, when it comes, so the question is, as Yaakov said, the question is how far to take this. The Biur Halacha had this debate. בברכי יוסף מצאתי בשם אחד מן האחרונים שמצדד אפילו בדבר שיש בו מרק להקל לאחר על ידי גוי מצטנן ואינו נותן על גבי האש או הקהילה ממש הסומך על הפוסקים שזורים בשביל אחר בישול אפילו מצטנן. So there's a machlok rishonim. Is there bishul achar bishul? Categorically, is there bishul achar bishul by bilach at all? Now, generally we don't think of it like that, right? I mean, we know there is a machlok rishonim, but as far as we're concerned, there is bishul achar bishul bilach. Right? That's now you say, yeah, but there's the Rashba. Right, there's a Rashba, but so what? Right? But we don't hold like in Melacha. So the Biur Halacha debates how far back I can go, right? If he's debating about the Rashba, presumably what Yaakov says, what about going by Beit Shammai, about going by Rabbi Yehuda, right? That they're lichora, everyone would agree that you can't go that far. If you take the developing Chaim to its logical end, possibly there shouldn't really be a difference, right? It sounds in the Beit Yosef like we have our system of deciding what halacha we need to do, but we know everything is the truth. Right? Why can't you apply that to Tanaim? For some reason, it's easier for us to say that definitely about poskim, but possibly about Rishonim. That's the
reason for that is that when it comes to Tanaim, is a shita. And Rabbi Yehuda will do that. If you're going to do that, then you have to follow Rabbi Yehuda for everything that he says in the shita.
That's only if I'm doing it. If I tell the guy,
that would be Pesach. So then, it's a consistent thing. But when we get down to the poskim later on, they can because there's percentages. Later on, there's percentages that come into play.
Right, I hear you. The question of why do we perceive the limud of Tanaim? Why is the Tanaim something closer to Ma'amad Sinai, right? And progressively we get farther away from Ma'amad Sinai.
Why is the case of the somech different than the case here of bishul achar bishul? They're both machloket rishonim.
Well, the somech, you're saying so I think the difference is that the somech, so two differences. One is that the somech himself is a rishon, right? He's a bit later, but he's still a rishon, right? So to him it really is mamash machloket that happened yesterday.
And since he paskin that it's okay to
right.
do it by a goy, then we can carry that forward.
He says, yeah, this machloket that happened here 10 years ago, it's not so clear who halacha is like, but we should go to Chumrah and the Laur Goy.
So even though many hundreds of years have passed since then, since he said that we can do it by a goy.
Right, so first of all, the very same case that Shulchan Aruch could definitely go by, but I think here also the psak is less clear cut. I think that's the main consideration.
Okay.
In other words, right, in the case in the smak, in the bishul achar bishul is something that's already widely accepted, as opposed to this case in the smak is something that's less clear cut. So we can also take machloket rishonim that they're less clear cut to the psak. Even if a maise we go by the strings.
So we could like let the goy eat up food that has like more liquid in it than we would feel comfortable with, but is not like.
Right. Then you say,
100%.
what about a suffix, right? A suffix, you say, well, if it was a bit less firm, I'd say that probably wouldn't work. But right, but a suffix that's a good enough suffix, l'chorah too, right? L'chorah should be okay. Again, a suffix that you have only the smoke, right? Then you say, well, it's kilos fix feka, right? Suffix whether it's bishul achar bishul, whether there is bishul achar bishul at all, and the suffix whether this is bishul achar bishul. Now, we wouldn't consider that as fix feka, because as far as we're concerned, there's no suffix. We're not supposed to look at it as like looking at a suffix. The bishul achar bishul, because we hold against the Rashba. We're like Rashi and the Rashi, against the Rashi, pretty much. But for the guy, that is good enough to say, right, when you tell the guy, what are you doing? You say, well, somech on the Rashba, in the worst case. Even if it's not, even if the Minchat Kohen is wrong, somehow that this is too liquid, still I have the Rashba to somech on. Right? Ramavadia does play these games. When I say games, I mean that kind of math with the goyim.
But you can understand.
Let's read the
the
Kud Yosef first. So, just want to read the Kud Yosef.
I
I just want to read the Kud Yosef. Dasha agidei nuchri mutar lechamem afilu tavshilach tzunin al plada chashmalit. ולדעת הרמב"ם והרשב"א והר"ן מותר אפילו לידי ישראל, מפני שמשול אחר ושול בלח. ניתן לחשב לסברת החולקים, צעק מרן, די גוי מי הווה כספקת רבנן לקולה. Now, we don't think of it in those terms, right? We don't think of it as a suffix, right? In our minds, the way we perceive that halacha is that there is bishul achar bishul b'lach, right? But the Kud Yosef is saying, yes, but the goy, but for the goy it's enough that there are these other rishonim. I mean, again, the Rashba and the Rambam. Yes, not. I'm just saying. I don't know if it's the same for Beit Shammai, who we say is like obviously halacha is not like Beit Shammai, right? It's too obvious, right? So I wonder how far he'd take it as well. But you see, he takes it in terms of right, like a fake Rabbanan, right? In that sense, because what he's doing is Rabbanan, and
so Ravadia would allow it.
Ravadia, yeah, he does. This is his handwriting, but yes.
Yeah. But for him also, if he says the Rama, it's a bit like it's not quite the same as us saying.
Right. But the mice we do this, basing ourselves on shittot that where halacha isn't as clear cut, right? Where it's not, where we don't perceive the. Broadly speaking, we are somech on this. As someone phrased it to me, anything you can ask a Sephardi to do, you can ask a Goy to do. If we don't accept the racist implications of that, but right, there's anything we can do a tikkun and say anything that Sephardi can ask Ashkenazi to do, you can ask the Goy to do as well. Right? It's also true, right? In other words, you can say since there is such a shita that is accepted, maybe there's no problem with the Goy will do it either. Does you want to add something?
No, I'm just saying that there's an overall that we possibly are forgetting, which is that the whole inyan of Amirola Akom is to come and keep you away from X.
Right.
So, but yes, you are achieving that. Doesn't matter if he does it, he doesn't do it.
Right.
You are distancing yourself from a particular thing.
Yefet. No, because I wonder if here we'd say that as well, in that sense, that we'd say, since I do have to do, since I'm saying I'm somech on the Rashba here, right? Or the Goy is somech on the Rashba here, right? I'm doing that math.
Because you're saying, what's the worst that'll happen? So you'll also be somech on the Rashba. Like, it wouldn't be the end of the world.
Right.
Like, maybe the Gzera, even if we don't pass in that way,
Right.
there's not a Gzera. And like,
Though I do wonder if maybe it's here too, it would be Chamistabra. You'd say, if I tell the guy to do something asur,
Or it's more dangerous.
I'm not going to do something asur. But if I tell the guys, if I say, and they say, how do you tell the guy? There's a Rashba, and he's somech on the Rashba. So I'll somech on the Rashba as well. So I'm not sure if this is better or worse. I'm not sure. I'm not just raising the two possibilities. Okay, shkach. Shkach. Shkach, guys.